This is our view at our Waterton junk food picnic, and there's an assortment of junk food here, but you'll see that the junk food is becoming less and real food more. So this is way better. This is a vegan potato salad that I made, and it has no mayo and no mayo. So it's actually tahini is the sauce with some lemon juice and dill and lots of celery. And so basically potato salad is like egg salad recipe, and so I made a dip here. Can use for the cauliflower, and I, instead of putting the celery in the dip, I put the dip on the celery. And here's the two of the vegan keto sushi recipes that I have recently made. Today we are wrapping up the Bible. So we're mostly, well, James is going to talk Revelations, so we'll see how that goes. And it's a perfect day in Waterton. You can see amazing. We've never had a day like this for a picnic.
This is, I think, the only time we ate here once, and it was
windy.
Windy.
Yeah,
and
because
it really wasn't that windy in Waterton. It's just right on the lake. And
exactly,
stuff like
but
that.
Now it's just
wow,
absolutely perfect.
It's nice and warm, but not scorching. We're in the shade. It might be a little cool if we hadn't finished up somewhat of a walk.
So this morning I ate lots of this dip with the cauliflower, so I know it's good. And when I was making the recipe, so what I did is, instead of like, he has potatoes in his potato salad, and I have Emerald City kraut and extra firm tofu that I put in the food processor with the other stuff, and more garlic. Because I love garlic. So, but essentially, very similar recipes. And these two, very similar recipes. So this, it's easy to make enough of one thing and just just divide it up while you're making it and make it into 2 dishes or whatever.
So did you find anything revelatory about Revelations or whatever it's called?
Well, I guess I should review this whole thing, because we're going to be returning it. Yep. So I should review it as
a whole book.
Yeah, as this New Living's Translations, as the whole package. So I will say that in Revelations, I thought it was funny how the voice was echoey. But anyway, aside from that, I thought Revelations was okay. I like the beginning of the Old Testament and the end of the Old Testament, but there's a lot of stuff in the middle there that was dreadful.
It's hard to stomach if you actually have some ethics. And keep yourself alive to what is actually being said, instead of just letting it wash over you. There's a lot of objectionable stuff in the Old Testament.
So, now, this is on DVD, and I was listening to it mostly in the van while we were traveling back and forth to Waterton. So this has taken us to other places to hike. So it's taken us months to go through, because we're only listening to it in the car for the most part. But when I did try listening to it, like while I was working out, the New Testament, which on the whole is way better. Then it's shorter and it's more interesting
to be perfectly
listen
frank,
to.
it'd be hard to find less objectionable major religious document out there. That's all I got to say.
All right.
Well, it's not all I got to say, but that's some and substance of what I got to say.
So, listening to this in the van, it just kept going. Now, one thing, because I returned it to the library and checked it out again, I made the mistake of putting both discs in so that they could look it over before they checked it out to me, and then having to try to find that track in the on the player and the DVD in the van is tough because there's a lot of tracks on this thing. And
I was able to figure it out roughly.
yeah, well, it just took some time. So that's a bit of a problem. A little bit easier if you're listening to it on DVD in your home, but how many people are going to want to do that in the car, listening in the van while traveling? Very easy and enjoyable. At home, one thing about it, now if I wanted to put it up on the TV, like at home I was listening to it while working out. And then I decided, really the Bible isn't great to work out to. So, but one day I did that and I found it interesting. They have everything written out on the TV screen.
Wow,
so yeah,
that's awesome.
you can. So that's kind of handy.
Because there's a lot of personal placements that are kind of hard to figure out what they're saying. I generally know what they're talking about, but
so now James is going to talk Revelation.
Well, I'm afraid it's been a real uninspiring inspiration for a lot of people who've already got a bee in their bonnet about this, that, and the other thing, the end of the world, or so on and so forth, and they'll make all sorts of crazy interpretations, you know. It's kind of got two different parts, I'd say. First part's addressed to the 7 churches that are in Asia. And there weren't just 7 churches, but he singles out 7. Whoever wrote it, it's supposed to be a John. You're not sure which John. There are a fair number of Johns in the New Testament. More than one. There was John the disciple, later apostle.
John the Baptist.
John the Baptist. I don't think that guy wrote, but maybe he's later. I don't think anything purporting to be his preaching was ever put to paper, but it's possible. It could have been, and was just deep sixed or whatever. There's a lot of stuff that's been where that happened in the Christian tradition. So, for example, I'm reading in Spanish, the Spanish translation of the Book of Enoch, and it was known in medieval times.
You really need to try this because well, you don't have to, but.
Well, is it okay if I use that knife?
Yep.
I didn't want to.
So Enoch.
Yeah, and it was, I think, kind of put on the equivalent of an index early on. Like it's not kosher or whatever. And it's interesting reading. A lot of it is, I'm kind of surprised Revelation made it, because Revelation is about the only book of the New Testament that is like the minor prophets, which is kind of like visionary and almost like surreal. You were noticing that about the latter prophets. I shouldn't say latter, but the ones that are listed in the English Bible after the major prophets. The ones that wrote at great length. Some people might say at too great length. And I think I'd say that. I kind of like the surreal quality of Revelation, but that sort of stuff. And like I said, Enoch has it. The covers, I've got it in 3 small volumes, paperback. I actually ordered through Amazon Books. Someone got rid of a big copy of the El Zohar, which is Hebrew kind of, I guess you could call it mystic stuff, the numerology in it. But it was ordered by someone through Amazon Books, and I hope they're still alive, but the stuff ended up at MCC. I got the stuff for a song.
So if you read it as art,
Hmm?
you really enjoy Revelations.
I enjoyed, I wouldn't say really, really much, but somewhat.
All right.
There's some freaky imagery. But I was going to mention they have William Blake on the cover of these. William Blake, some of William Blake's artworks.
Mm-hmm.
On the covers of these 3 volumes of the Book of Enoch. And I don't think you'd necessarily like it. It's like Michelangelo's paintings, only more so. I don't know if you've seen much William Blake stuff, but I don't like his poetry much either. William Blake. It's, I don't know. It seems he's supposed to not be 18th century, but they loved using words like liberty, with a capital L and stuff like that. Now he'd more like anthropomorphize different concepts, but like technically not a very good poet. And don't get fooled by tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night.
Starts out well.
It does. What immortal hand or eye dare frame that? What is it? Fearful symmetry. But the poem goes downhill from there, from the first 2 lines. It's more something to be appreciated when you're an adolescent. Love word painting and stuff like that. As you get older, maybe your sense of color goes down, just like your sense of taste. And you come to appreciate people like Leonard Cohen a little bit more. Whatever. So, what was I thinking about? Yeah. So here's a line from Pete Townsend, probably when he was in his 30s somewhere. I think it's off his 75, 76 album. Or the Who's 76 album. Who by Numbers. And it's done in 3-4 times. 3-4 times. It's amazing. Not what you expect from the Who. But I like it sometimes when groups work or acts work against their type or stereotype. Goodbye, all you punks. So punk was happening. Goodbye, all you punks. Stay young and stay high. Hand me my checkbook and I'll crawl off to die. That's better than William Blake. Okay, folks. The rest of the song doesn't quite live up to those glorious lines. But folks, that's poetry, and that's coming out of rock and roll. But not so much imagery, although it does have.
So what do you think of that sushi type?
It's pretty good. Pretty good. You notice I'm drinking a little water.
That one's the spiciest one.
Yeah.
This one's not as spicy. It's a different flavor.
Did I eat one of those?
Not yet.
Think so. That's a sign she's liking them. Because Pauline is very careful about sharing 50-50. So it's okay if I eat this. That's a sign. That's awesome. That means you're really liking them. But I got to cut them up. Or else I'm gonna. It's not. I know you're not supposed to eat sushi this way, but just have a little trouble swallowing stuff. Don't want stuff getting stuck in my esophagus.
No,
gumming things up for myself.
I just don't want to have to pack it up again when I could just put it into me. And I don't expect you're going to eat very much of it, because you never do.
Not when I'm on camera, but because I don't want to start coughing. Well, it's more like gronking what the dogs do. sometimes stuff gets stuck, and it will look as though I don't like the food. Start grimacing and whatever.
So yeah, I definitely won't need this treat. I'll get enough of a treat from this food. It's delicious. So
Now, would you prefer that I finish this up, or can I have some?
you can have whatever
that's
you
a
want.
dip, right?
Yep,
You're
that's
saying?
yeah, definitely try. It's the same thing as what was on the celery.
Well, that's good. I love cauliflower, folks.
Yeah.
There's some things that I loved as a kid and hated as a kid. I hated cabbage, cooked cabbage. Loved cooked Brussels sprouts. I can't tell you the difference, but why that was. I loved cauliflower, raw, but I'd eat it cooked. My mom would put cheese on it, as I recall. Loved broccolis, loved asparagus, but there were some. I loved beets, cooked beets, just awesome.
They're so good.
But some things I just could not stand. There's a crow coming.
I know. So,
I
what did
think
you
he was
think of the
checking out
celery?
the food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What do you think of the celery with the dip on it? Better than the day on the celery, or not as good?
Better than no.
The fake cheese. The day
Well, you know,
cheddar.
I like it on both. I'm not a big fan of celery. I like it, but not like cauliflower. I gotta say that for some reason or another, it pumped up the celery more than it pumps up the cauliflower. It doesn't pump down the cauliflower. It's just a special treat on the celery. Does that make sense? So it was a huge ripping success for the celery. I think I only had one of the celery sticks, or did I have two? Did I stop? Can't remember.
I only put 3 out.
Okay,
I
there we
can
go.
put more out.
I wouldn't worry about that because I'm gonna do justice
Because I
to
brought
it. So
more of everything but the sushi.
Well.
Anyway,
I should really eat these sandwiches.
back to Revelations.
Yeah.
Well, I can put the sandwiches in the cooler.
I haven't warmed up. Well, maybe better do that now, because I see this egg. I don't want egg to go bad. Egg salad sandwiches and picnics.
I know.
A
I
bad
don't understand
reputation.
why. That's why I made the potato salad this way.
Yeah.
And
again, they've got a bad reputation.
Basically, the dip, right? It's like it's also.
Why don't make it out of tahini?
Well, this one is vegan keto.
Yeah.
This dip, everything that I was eating was vegan keto, but James is just vegan because it has some potatoes in it. Yeah. It's way safer, and it tastes better.
Better.
I think. Yeah, so just have to learn how to. I mean, a lot of the time you want to switch from mayo recipes, and you get that fake mayo, and it's not good.
Doesn't come recommended from here.
Try to
and
work
I
with
don't
tahini.
like mayo.
It's
If you can
delicious.
get,
So, anyway.
But
more
depends what you
Revelation.
put tahini with by itself. First time I had tahini, it's just someone who was raised on it, Greece and whatever, or by a Greek father. And it didn't taste good. It tasted kind of flat and sour. But if you put it with stuff, it's awesome. What is it, made out of sesame seeds or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. When I was young, somebody told me about halva,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like a tahini treat,
Yeah.
and it's not much of a treat. And honestly, I didn't like it then, and then I tried it again when I got older, thinking, okay, well, maybe it's something that a lot of the time when you're little, you don't like the same things that you do when you're older, but I still didn't like it. I still didn't find it to be a treat. But honestly, I use so much tahini now that since I've been doing this keto thing, tahini's my go-to. It's cheap, it's versatile. So, anyway.
Some Middle Eastern things are quite nice, like dates.
Yeah.
But the thing with dates is, why would people mess up things? Like, Have you ever had cookies like they're like Fig Newtons except they've got dates in them?
Mm-hmm.
They're almost as bad as Fig Newtons.
Hmm.
Huh? Low quality thing. Why not just put some dates out for people? I mean, I think to a large extent in the Middle East that was their version of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, back to Revelation. Don't get all head up about it. I had some relatives who became. There's something in there.
I think it wants a picnic too.
Yeah, we can't tempt. You're not supposed to even tempt animals verbally in national parks, and we're not going to do that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it were a chipmunk or something like that. They seem very tame here and well fed. And I'm telling you, they're so cute. Like, who could resist? We could, but kids, how are they going to resist?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so
Had some
Revelations.
relatives who probably were really fascinated by that stuff. They had one of their relatives, not really directly one of my relatives, was leading this. Well, it was a cult, basically. And they were living north of Vancouver, a mile high, literally, and up, I think it was 16 miles of switchbacks at the end of them. What seemed almost like a glorified logging road.
Are they still up there, or did the cult go defunct?
It went defunct. And my relatives survived a long time.
I guess when you're believing, when you're saying, "Oh, it's the end of times," da 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 da, there's only so long people are gonna hang on with that, especially when they're living a mile high like that. They're just like, "Okay, that's it. It's obviously not coming."
I liked some of the kids, but some of them were really very head up on, like very self-righteous, and the world was ending, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Here we are, 60 plus years later, or 50 plus years later. 50. When they were there, that was north of Vancouver. They were 50. That was 58 years ago.
Yeah. So that's the thing about Revelations, though, too.
Yeah, don't go whole hog and stuff like that. Like, I don't think John knew much. He was basically taking stuff from the Old Testament, from the minor prophets, and mishmashing it around and all that sort of stuff. Seems fairly artistic. Four horsemen of the apocalypse and all that. Death on a pale horse.
So James went along with this, listening to the Bible.
I didn't go along because I'd be saying, and now get ready for this, brother.
I mean,
and now get ready for that.
Honestly, one thing that made me go for James is how well he knows the Bible, and better than anyone I've ever met. And when I was a little kid, some of our closest friends were the minister and his family of our church. So, and my dad he'd read the Bible a lot. He knew the Bible. My French grandpa, who wasn't actually my grandfather, my grandmother remarried, and he knew the Bible really well. So I've known a lot of people who know the Bible really well, but James knows the Bible really well. Better than anyone I've met. So he's already been through the Bible in multiple languages many, many, many times over his life. And so I enjoy listening to it with him too, because I not only get what the readers of the Bible in this version are telling me, but he's giving me information too while we're going along, and that's interesting.
Wait till you start hearing my reviews of the Book of Mormon, or Pauline's.
Yeah, we'll be going through the Book of Mormon here, because I had planned to go through some other stuff too, and you may be wondering why. Why does she want to go through this stuff? Because everyone should. You have to know what other people are thinking. So you can go ahead, like I've looked through the Tibetan Book of the Dead and a bunch of other things.
I
But-
know she does, because she always seems to stifle a yawn when she mentions
But-
it.
Honestly, I really think it's most important to go through the major ones first, the major religions and belief systems, whatever. Because you have to know what other people are thinking. And at the same time, you go through the Bible, and here I am, I don't have my head covering on. So James has the right to cut all my hair off if he wants to, because I'm offending God by having my hair shown. So it's good to know these things. You go through the Bible and go, why are all those women wearing head coverings when they come from other places? That seems strange, because here, I mean, you don't see that very often. There'll be, I guess, the Hutterite women will wear a little thing.
Kerchief.
The Mennonite women will wear this little thing, but it's not
Yeah,
covering
it's
their all their hair.
It doesn't
whatever.
come down here.
No.
No, Hutterite women, they must have long hair, because you see there's a huge big top knot.
Yeah.
The kerchiefs are way up high here.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Make room for all that hair. But yeah, it's good to know what other people believe in. Know where they're coming from culturally. Know how they differ. Know what offends them, what doesn't. And
Could mean your life.
it could. But it's also important to realize, wait a minute, I'm living in this society where so many people are calling themselves Christian, and would they know if I wrote up a test giving excerpts from one Bible, another religious text, another, would they know which is from which? Or like which are from the belief system that they actually say that they really follow, right? Would they know? And when you think of it that way, then you go, okay, well, then maybe people from other cultures that they really believe in their religious doctrines. Okay, do they know them? Because you got to wonder about that too, right? Especially places where their literacy rate isn't great. How do they know them? I mean, people can go to church and when you listen to the Bible, you go, oh, well, yeah, I remember the cherry picking that went on in church, and you have this verse and that verse and whatever. But a lot of it you don't hear. So if you're listening to it, you're having it fed to you from some religious official, then really you're not getting the whole picture.
You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth when it comes to
So everyone needs to go through it. So this version, I would highly recommend it, because everyone could go through it very easily. You pop it into the player, and there you go. And you're off to beautiful places to hike, to have a wonderful picnic, or whatever. And I mean, this table we're at here, it's enough room for a huge, huge family.
Yes. Wow.
Extended family.
Extended family, because it's a standard table.
Yes. And so you have 18 seconds, James.
Yeah, so multiculturalism is not about sharing food and sharing clothing styles and all that sort of stuff. What it is about is belief systems. It's law and stuff like that. People have no clue.